Thousands of years ago, terrifying beasts rose from a dark abyss and invaded the human world. Humanity was pushed into chaos and despair. Suddenly, mysterious monuments appeared across the land, giving humans a small chance to fight back. These monuments awakened special classes inside people, allowing them to gain power. After endless battles, constant leveling up, and heavy sacrifices, humans finally forced the abyss creatures back into the darkness and reclaimed their territory. To honor this victory, China built its provincial capital around the location of the 9 monuments. Since then, every year, an awakening ceremony is held for high school students to choose new defenders. Even though peace returned, the abyss never truly disappeared, and strange beasts could still return at any moment. The story moves to Linton City's Monument Branch, where the 53rd Awakening ceremony is taking place. A teacher stands before the students and announces that the ceremony is about to begin. He explains that the monument will randomly assign each student a class based on their hidden talent. The students are filled with excitement. One student happily says that after 18 years, it's finally time to awaken. Another student hopes to awaken as a warrior so he can join the Union and live an easy life. The first student laughs and reminds him that becoming a warrior isn't simple. Only about half of the school gets combat classes. Another student points out Lin Tianhao, the main character, who is still sleeping during the ceremony. Someone jokes that Tianhao is the poorest student in school, so getting a good class would be almost impossible. Lin Tianhao hears them mocking him but stays quiet. Deep inside, he wonders what class he will receive. A bully taps him and asks what class he wants. Tianhao calmly says he wants an S-level talent, or even a hidden class. The students burst into laughter, mocking him for dreaming too big despite his low ranking and weak C-level potential. Tianhao stays hopeful. He believes miracles exist. If time travel is possible, then fate can change too. The teacher calls Class 2 students forward to begin awakening. Wang Dong steps up first, glaring at Tianhao like he doesn't belong there. Wang Dong places his hand on the monument. A bright light flashes and his awakening succeeds. He receives the warrior class, but his excitement drops when he sees his talent rating is only C-level. 2 girls immediately cheer for him and beg him to take them on dungeon runs. Feeling proud, Wang Dong walks past Tianhao and purposely bumps into him, then insults him as the class loser. Tianhao remembers how Wang Dong has bullied him for years, and now it might get worse since he's a warrior. Wang Dong ignores the tension and invites his group to celebrate at the pub. Tianhao quietly wonders how someone like Wang Dong became a warrior, and worries about what class he will get. The bullies keep mocking him, saying no one cares what class he awakens as long as they follow Wang Dong. Finally, the teacher calls Lin Tianhao to the stage. Nervous but determined, he places his hand on the monument and prays for a combat or support class. A blinding light explodes from the monument, shocking everyone. The teacher announces his class, Summoner. Everyone bursts into laughter, calling summoners useless because they cost too much to train and don't perform well. Tianhao opens his system and discovers something unbelievable, the Abyss Lord system. The system grants him a random SSS level Abyss talent every 10 levels, meaning by level 100, he could gain 10 SSS talents. A voice announces he has obtained an SSS level talent, Demon Sacrifice. This skill allows him to sacrifice his maximum HP to instantly level up a summon and demonize it, making it grow stronger through battle. Tianhao carefully thinks about the risk. Since he is a summoner, he doesn't need to fight directly. His summons will fight for him. He plans to use equipment later to increase his HP limit, making the sacrifice less dangerous. The system explains that every 100 HP sacrificed increases the summon's level by 1. With 1000 HP available, Tianhao realizes he can push his summon to level 9 immediately, but he decides to be careful. The teacher tries to comfort him, saying even a bad class can still find a path. Nearby, students laugh again, saying a summoner should just give up and go home. Tianhao doubts himself for a moment, but then makes a promise to become the strongest summoner in the world. Later, Tianhao returns home and his younger sister asks how the ceremony went. He tells her he awakened as a summoner and she immediately recognizes it as the so-called useless class. She comforts him and says next year she will awaken as a mage and protect him. Tianhao tells her she doesn't need to worry because he will become strong enough to protect them both. After that, he checks his phone and sees a message about a gathering, but decides to think about it later. Back in class, the teacher summarizes the awakening results. 5 combat classes, 8 mages, 11 support classes, and only 1 summoner. Wang Dong laughs loudly, saying the summoner is finished and their life is already over. The teacher gives Tianhao an old summoner book to help him. Tianhao notices the book is covered in dust, making him realize how rare and ignored summoners are. The teacher then explains why they were gathered. The school will test everyone's class talent score. One student goes first, uses his ability, and scores 73 points. Wang Dong goes next and shows off a sword skill, scoring 89 points. Finally, Tianhao is called. He remembers the summoning method from the book and decides to try it even though he hasn't practiced. He recites the summoning chant, and strong winds suddenly blow through the area. A slime appears from the summoning circle. The students explode with laughter, mocking the slime for being weak and useless. Tianhao checks its stats and sees its attack power is only 9, but the teacher notices something strange. The scoreboard briefly showed 888 before dropping to 9. The teacher confirms the final score is 9, and tries to encourage Tianhao. Tianhao asks for another chance, and the teacher agrees. Tianhao opens his system and activates Demon Sacrifice, sacrificing 200 HP. The students laugh again, saying it's pointless and nothing will change. Suddenly, demonic energy erupts from the slime. The slime transforms into a demonized slime, shocking everyone. Tianhao commands it to attack, and it strikes the testing machine so hard that it damages it. The score appears, 120 points. Everyone is frozen in shock. Tianhao, the weakest student, just surpassed everyone, including Wang Dong. Wang Dong is furious and refuses to believe it, remembering even the famous god of war once scored only 101. Wang Dong accuses Tianhao of cheating and tampering with the machine. Many students agree, saying he scored 9 earlier but suddenly jumped to 120. Tianhao stays
silently
calm,
acknowledged to
knowing he
himself
didn't
that he had
cheat the
indeed
machine,
interfered,
but rather
but
upgraded
not with the
his summon.
machine.
The teacher inspects the machine and announces it malfunctioned, confirming Tianhao didn't cheat. Wang Dong still can't accept it and demands the teacher decide what to do. Another student argues Tianhao's real score should remain 9 since that was the first result. The teacher decides the test is invalid because the machine is damaged, so Tianhao must retest later. Students protest loudly, accusing the teacher of favoritism. The teacher ignores them and ends the test for the day. Wang Dong glares at everyone, silencing them, then insults Tianhao again, saying he will always be trash. Wang Dong announces they're heading to the first level of the Black Abyss dungeon. Tianhao remembers that the first level is a beginner dungeon, perfect for testing his demon slime. Workers arrive to repair the broken machine, wondering what kind of strength could have damaged it. As Tianhao walks away, an old man suddenly approaches him. The old man says Tianhao has the potential to become a powerful summoner. He offers to sell Tianhao a top-tier summoner staff for 300 gold coins. Tianhao is shocked because the staff looks like a broken stick. The old man insists it's special and says he wouldn't even sell it for 3,000 to anyone else. Tianhao senses strange energy from the staff, and since summoner gear is rare, he decides to buy it. He checks his pouch and realizes he only has 92 gold coins. He offers the 92 as payment, but the old man says it's only a deposit to reserve the staff. The old man tells him to enter the deepest part of the first level abyss maze and retrieve a treasure to claim the staff. The old man takes Tianhao's handprint as proof of the deal. Tianhao leaves, annoyed but unable to back out now. A teacher arrives and calls the old man Elder Fang. The teacher explains the test was cancelled due to the broken machine. Elder Fang asks about Tianhao, and the teacher says he's a poor student who awakened the summoner class. Elder Fang agrees Tianhao's road will be extremely difficult. At the entrance of the first level of the Black Abyss, a large crowd of students had already gathered. Tianhao looked around and confirmed this was indeed the entrance. The first level, commonly called the Cold Valley Abyss, required a team of 3 to 5 people to enter. The level requirement ranged from 1 to 10, and anyone above that would be removed by the supervisor.
Realizing this, Tianhao understood he couldn't enter alone.
He glanced at the
He
Cold
glanced at
Valley
the
Abyss
Old Valley
ranking list. Whoever ranked first by the end of the month would receive amazing rewards. Opening the system window, he checked the first place prize, the Golden Newbie Breastplate, an excellent piece of early game equipment. Motivated, he set his sights on claiming the top spot. Just then, Gang Dong approached from behind. He recognized Tianhao as the student who had scored 9 points on the test. Mocking him, he asked why someone like Tianhao would even consider entering the first level of the Black Abyss. According to him, Tianhao wouldn't survive 10 seconds inside. Tianhao noticed it was the same group again. Wang Dong laughed and asked what a summoner was doing at the Black Abyss, suggesting Tianhao should just go home. Tianhao calmly replied that it wasn't their business. Zhou Dan reminded him that entering the dungeon required at least 3 people. He accused Tian Hao of being arrogant and dared him to try entering alone. Wang Dong then addressed the crowd, announcing he was a C-level talent warrior and needed 2 E-level mages to form a team. Immediately, people began paying attention. One student mentioned hearing about a C-level warrior, while another felt relieved, thinking a warrior would help them survive. Soon, everyone was begging Wang Dong to choose them. He started picking teammates. His companions proudly told the others to follow closely, claiming Big Brother Dong's strength was unmatched and that this time he would aim for first place. Another student noted they were competing for the fastest clear ranking and urged everyone to keep up. Suddenly, a skeleton-like player was ejected from the dungeon entrance. Everyone was shocked. Zhou Deshan smiled and warned others to stay close, or they might meet the same fate. Wang Dong then gave the signal, and the group entered the dungeon. Watching them, Tian Hao evaluated the situation. He knew these 3 weren't good people. The 2 teammates in particular probably wouldn't survive. Although death wasn't permanent in this world, resurrection came at a high cost, so finishing the dungeon alive was always the best choice. Nearby students noticed Tian Hao's stats. One suggested teaming up with the S-level talent player, while another scoffed, saying Tian Hao was a summoner, so the S-level talent didn't matter. A third admitted disappointment, calling Tian Hao weak, and decided to wait a bit longer. Tian Hao then noticed a girl nearby. Her name was Li Shua, an E-level bard. To provide effective buffs, a bard needed at least D-level talent, so she wasn't as strong as she seemed. She appeared to have been waiting for a team for some time. Tian Hao approached her and asked if she wanted to join his team. Li was surprised. An S-level summoner wanted to team up with her? Tian Hao smiled and explained he wanted to compete in the rankings, but no one else would join him. He asked her again. Although it seemed unlikely, Li decided she couldn't pass up the opportunity to team with an S-level summoner. She agreed and shook his hand. Tian Hao introduced himself, and she did the same. He told her he would handle the monsters and she only needed to protect herself. She was pleased and promised to follow his lead. Just then, Su Qing'er arrived. The crowd lit up. Students rushed to invite her to their teams, promising to take damage to protect her, but Qing'er ignored them, dismissing them as trash. Tian Hao recognized her immediately. Su Qing'er, the school's most admired girl, looked at him and remembered him as well, the school's infamous loser, Lin Tian Hao. Now he had a summoner class, widely regarded as weak. Qing'er considered what it would be like to team up with him. Suddenly smiling, she announced she would join his team, shocking everyone, including Tian Hao. She confirmed her choice when he asked, and students nearby questioned why the school goddess would join a useless summoner's team. Tian Hao thought he had no say in it. Qing'er forced her way in, shouting at the others to leave her alone and then heading toward the dungeon. Tian Hao quickly stopped her, asking why she wanted to join their team. She explained she wanted to compete in the rankings and needed 2 allies. By leading the team to first place, no one would dare underestimate her again. Tian Hao realized she was indirectly calling the others trash. Qing'er then told her new teammates to hurry and follow her. Tian Hao sighed. Now the team had 2 women. Li Hua, still uncertain, asked if the team really would just be the 3 of them for now. Qing'er replied that no one else was suitable at the moment. She added that if either of them ran into danger, they should leave the fight immediately. Finally, the trio stepped into the dungeon. Qing'er carefully scanned the surroundings. It was clearly the harsh interior of the Cold Valley Abyss. The cold was biting, and the warmth from their earlier clothes was now useless. Tian Hao noted this grim reality. Li Hua, trying to help, mentioned she knew a low-level cold-resistant buff. She took out her lyre and played a soft melody. A faint aura spread around the team, reducing the effect of the cold. Qing'er noticed this and acknowledged that at least Leah was somewhat useful. Without delay, the team moved forward. Tian Hao reminded them that since they were competing for first place, they needed to maintain a fast pace. Suddenly, a corrupted wandering wolf appeared in their path. Qing'er recognized it immediately as a low-level monster of the Cold Valley Abyss. Without hesitation, she activated her powers and advanced. Tian Hao observed closely. Her transformation into a half-beast confirmed his suspicion. She was a druid. Qing'er leaped at the wolf and eliminated it with a single precise strike. Tian Hao noticed her attack caused a bleeding effect, and even Li Hua found her power impressive. As a token of gratitude for the cold resistance buff, Qing'er handed them some items, noting she disliked owing favors. Li Hua politely declined, but Qing'er simply nodded and urged them onward. Soon 3 more wolves appeared. Qing'er didn't hesitate. She rushed forward and defeated them all, though she admitted to herself that 3 at once was still challenging. She reminded herself that first place was the goal. Liwa noticed Chinger's minor injuries and offered a low-level healing spell, but Chinger declined, noting such skills wouldn't restore much HP and suggested saving mana. Instead, she drank a healing potion and began to recover as the group continued. Moving ahead, Chinger accidentally stepped on a magical circle. Bright lights flashed around her, and suddenly a zombie appeared, swinging a hammer. She narrowly dodged. This was a level 4 elite corrupted zombie. Liwa was shocked at its sudden appearance, while Tianhao speculated Chinger had triggered it by killing too many wolves. The zombie struck Chinger, sending her flying and leaving her critically injured. Liwa urged Tianhao to save her. Just as the zombie prepared another blow, Tianhao summoned his demon slime. Using the skill Demonic Dance, the slime intercepted the hammer, protecting Chinger. Tianhao instructed Liwa to take Chinger to the nearby treatment zone while he handled the elite zombie. The monster charged again, swinging its hammer, while the slime counterattacked with slime spit. The zombie hit back, tossing the slime aside. Tianhao realized the elite's defense was too high, dealing only 50% damage. He needed a new approach. Noticing the zombie's strange reaction, Tianhao realized the slime could melt its body. He commanded it to target the zombie's ankles, combining Demonic Dance and Corrosive Slime. The slime struck the zombie's legs, causing it to collapse. Meanwhile, Liwa used her lyre to heal Chinger. Watching Tianhao fight, Chinger realized just how strong he truly was. She noticed that the zombie's lower body was weaker, and Tianhao's strategy was clever and precise. Tianhao continued attacking the zombie's legs, using slime spit and corrosive effects, eventually defeating the elite monster. He gained 120 experience points, leveling up from 1 to 2. He was surprised by the high EXP, likely due to killing a higher-level enemy. Liwa was astonished at a summoner's power, and Chinger acknowledged that it wasn't the class but Tianhao's skill, intelligence, and judgment that made him terrifyingly strong. Tianhao checked on Chinger, who brushed off her injuries as minor. Liwa suggested resting to recover mana, but Chinger insisted they couldn't afford downtime if they wanted first place. Eventually, Chinger agreed to a short rest. Tianhao found a nearby cave for the night. The group entered, lit a fire, and began to rest. Liwa, exhausted from mana use, fell asleep instantly. Tianhao told Qingxue to rest as well, promising to patrol outside. Qingxue thanked him but shyly told him not to read too much into it and quickly lay down to sleep. Tianhao chuckled quietly at her proud attitude. Outside the cave, he reflected on the fight. He had just defeated a monster and reached level 3. Checking his stats, he smiled. His abilities were improving. He examined his newly unlocked skill, Fully Armored, which acted like an amplification buff. With 400 GP gained, he realized he could now level his slime to level 4. Without wasting time, Tianhao upgraded the slime to level 7. The slime gained a new skill, Split. He tested it, creating 2 identical versions. Both clones had half HP, higher agility, and lower defense. The effect lasted only 3 minutes, prompting him to consider how much could be achieved in such a short time. Suddenly, a loud scream echoed from the cave. Tianhao rushed inside to find a large monster confronting his teammates. He commanded the Slim to attack, but the slime spit barely hurt the creature. The monster struck back, tossing the slime aside and repeatedly attacking it. Tianhao instructed the slime to use Demonic Dance and Corrosive Slime while retreating, but the monster matched its speed. Li questioned the creature's speed, and Chinger identified it as the most dangerous monster in the Cold Valley Abyss, a giant snow rabbit. Many teams had fallen to it before. The snow rabbit dodged all slime attacks, forcing Tianhao to recall it. Before retreating, the monster landed a heavy punch. Li ran to help, throwing a stone to distract it. The snow rabbit turned angry, but Li quickly pulled out a carrot, which the monster happily ate. Tianhao realized it was simply hungry.